Hey YouTube, how you doing? I'm in one of my favorite parks. Yes, I said one of my favorite parks because you're only supposed to have one favorite. But anyway, today is March 9th, 2023. And last night I was watching Chris Rock on Selective Anger. It was selective something, and I just want to talk about how people have selective anger and select certain people they want to go after. Uh, and it's funny that he named his video Selective Anger. I think it was Selective Anger. If it's not Selective Anger, Selective was in the title. And I hate to talk about him twice or either bring up the same people twice. I'm gonna keep this focus on me because my background is not so pretty and I got some dirty clothes in the back, so you don't need to see that. But people lots of times in life have selective anger or put their anger towards like certain people for some fucking reason. I don't know if they redeem these people as weak or what. But he was talking about selective anger. And what Willie, I said Willie, Will Smith did was selective anger, because if anybody else would have told that joke, he wouldn't have got up there, he wouldn't have slapped them, he wouldn't have did none of that stuff. If God forbid if Mike Tyson was up there, and we know Mike Tyson I never host the Oscars, but if he told a little joke like that, he wouldn't have got up and he wouldn't have slapped Mike Tyson. And I was watching Chris Rock last night. He really speak truth. He really not like a ha 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 comedian, like make you laugh type of funny person. He really like a person that got common sense, like myself, got common sense, and he just speak facts and stuff like that. I like him and everything. I even liked his little show, Everybody Hate Chris and everything. And speaking of Everybody Hate Chris, that TV show was talking about how people would come at him and stuff like that. And I kind of think the thing between Will and Chris, I kind of think that it's like a publicity stunt as well, because Chris did wait a whole year later to talk about the slap. Maybe he would wait until he get paid off of it. I don't know. Some of it do seem like a little iffy, like it could have been a celebrity's publicity stunt. Okay, that's one thing. He was talking about how people have selective anger towards certain people. And I was saying earlier in my little rant, people pick the person that they think is weak or think they can control and want to have anger towards that person. He was saying how they don't play R. Kelly music on the radio, but they play Michael Jackson music on the radio. And one of Michael Jackson's nephews got all jealous. Well, not jealous, that's the wrong word. Got all upset and got in his feelings, talking about, oh, how can he come for a dead person? Well, first of all, it was a little joke. It wasn't like, it was a joke. It wasn't that funny. And then for the fact that one of Michael's nephews felt like he had to get on Twitter and say that, oh, Will Smith deserved to slap him. No, he don't. TJ, or I think it was TJ Jackson, he made that shit look as if what Michael did, like he was guilty. Like, why you have to go and offend this man all the time? Like, he said the joke, it should just roll off. He didn't like go in, he didn't go deep. He just said what he said. They play one person music and they don't play the other. Now, how I feel about R. Kelly and Michael Jackson, I feel like, yes, even though I'm a Michael Jackson fan, I love them both, I feel like both of them are some child molesters. I feel like both of them some child molesters. Not only, I know Michael Jackson dead and R. Kelly is alive, but he's in jail. I feel like the parents was involved as well. Like, if these people, these two men, if Michael was still living, if these two men were broke, everybody know they wouldn't have a 13-year-old child, they 15-year-old child around these grown ass people. The parents that was around R. Kelly, they was dead ass wrong for pimping their daughters out and making whores and shit out of their daughters. Now these girls walking around with STDs that they can't get rid of because everybody know R. Kelly have herpes. I feel like a lot of these parents should be in jail because they pimped them out to R. Kelly. I feel like Aaliyah mother, she's trying to be on the down low and quiet and everything. I feel like she should be up under jail too because she pimped her daughter out to R. Kelly. You can look up old footages and old videos where she sit up there and say her 10-year-old is sexy. I'm 44 years old. Well, I'll be 44 my next birthday. I haven't seen a 10-year-old that I thought was sexy yet. So to sit up there and say that as a grown ass woman, you already was pimping her out or saw that this grown ass man had wanted her or had special desires for her, so you pimped her out. And Aaliyah mom and so many of the other moms dealing with R. Kelly, they did the same. The Michael Jackson situation, the same but different. These parents had they little boys around Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, when he first bought Neverland, I think he was 33. He was in his 30s. What 30-year-old want to hang around a child? I'll be 44 my next birthday. I would be 44 my next birthday, and I'm saying that for two reasons. One, I'm grown as hell and I look good. I feel like I don't look my age. And two, I'm trying to stay the point. I'll be 44 on my next birthday. It's not a 10-year-old that I met yet that I want to hang around me and want to be around me, unless it's like my nephew or whatever, and we having, auntie nephew time, and I'm spending time with him and I'm spending money on him, something like that. But just to have a damn 10-year-old around me, no, that shit is not natural. Or have random kids around me, no, that shit is not natural. But especially somebody that you don't know or anything like that. I feel like the parents that sent their kids to Michael Jackson house, they saw a money grab and they went for it. They knew he had a weakness as well. They know he liked to tickle kids' fannies. And yes, I do feel like he did it, even though I'm a fan of Michael Jackson. Not the first time I felt sorry for him, but the second time, I'm not gonna lie, back then I said, oh, he did it. He must have did it, because you didn't get not one charge but two charges, and something happened. And then the fact that someone accused you of fucking a child, you kept being around the child, like, if not that child, other children. I would have, he was a grown man at the time. He's no longer with us, but he should have just nipped that shit in the bud. If he felt that lonely, hell, he could have got a dog. He's the richest man on earth. He could have got a dog. But like I said earlier in my rant, his nephew getting on Twitter, getting upset, it must be some truth to it. Your uncle must be a bottom tickler. That's how I feel, because that shit Chris Rock said, it could have just rolled off. It could have rolled off. It wasn't that funny. It just make you go, His jokes make you go, because, Chris remind me of a intellectual, somebody that's really smart. He says shit that makes sense. He say shit that make you think, And even with the Will and Jada thing, when he made the G.I. Jane joke, it could have just rolled off. But he made a big nothing out of something. And now he getting paid off of it, So that's, like I said earlier, that's what made me think that the rent and everything that they going through is, a publicity stunt. And people do have selective anger. Like, I never forget when I was working at Plant Vogel, people could do whatever the fuck they wanted. Then when I wanted to do it, all of a sudden it was a problem, or I'm a troublemaker. That's the biggest lie I heard on myself so far. I'm a troublemaker or whatever. But I don't know why people have selective anger, want to be angry at one person and not the other. Uh, like Chris was saying, he should have been mad and outraged at his wife. His wife humiliated him. His wife made him look like the punk he is. Not only did she fuck another man, she fucked the son, best friend, and fucked him in her house, in his bed. So Will Smith is laying in a bed that he bought, a house that he bought, with another man nut stains on the sheets. Like, damn. And then, like Chris said, all of us have been cheated on. I'd have been cheated on. Everybody have been cheated on. But you don't get interviewed by the cheater. Like, so if I was Will, I'd just be like kicking myself in the ass or just shaking my head. And then the comments that I read online, somebody said that everybody jealous of Will Smith and Jada relationship. Who in their right mind jealous of a toxic relationship? And then that shit they got on TV and said bad marriage for life. When he said that shit, like I said earlier in some videos that I did before, I believe in Illuminati, and I kind of do and kind of don't at the same time. Like, it's between, I'm biased about it. It's like down the middle. Like, I believe in it and I don't. Like, when he said that shit and then he did a fist bump with his wife, bad marriage for life, that made me feel like he did a contract. Like, he can't get out of that marriage. They say Beyonce and Jay-Z, they did a contract marriage, and they say Beyonce can't get out of that marriage. That could be here or there. Nobody really knows. She do appear to be unhappy at times, and she done wrote shit like Lemonade and stuff like that. I'm gonna go ahead and end this because I'm on this little camera that had like so much time, and I think I got 3 more minutes, and I want to rant. And you know, my rants never have any like time period on it. Like when I rant, I just rant. You know, sometimes I can be on this page for 5 minutes. Sometimes I can be on here for 10 minutes. Sometimes I can be on here for 20 minutes. But I don't think, as long as I've been doing my little YouTube thing, even though I'm not getting paid for it, I don't think I ever ranted for like an hour long. I don't even think I can argue or fuss or find anything that passionate about to talk about for an hour long. But I just want to bring up, like, you know, how people have selective anger and how I feel like they might think that person a weak target or whatever, or think that they can't handle that person. And I just want to talk about, you know, Chris Rock and Will Smith. After the day, I won't be talking about them anymore because I want to get past this. I want the world to get past this and everything. And there's so many damn comedians out there. Hell, okay, that I redeem is funny. Somebody like Cat Williams. Now that motherfucker is funny. Like Chris is like the everyday dude. He's like your uncle that tell homeless jokes at a wedding or a family get together or something like that. Like he said, people coming after him. He fucking homeless. He is fucking homeless. He is homeless. And when he go in, it's still not a bad go in. You know, like I done seen comedians that like go in, like hurt your feelings go in. And the little rants that he say, the little shit that he say, it just roll off. It just roll off. It's silly, but it just roll off. Hell, he made a little joke about Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is not sitting up there getting in his feelings. And what he said about Snoop was real. What he said about what he said about everybody so far was real. The R. Kelly and Michael Jackson thing, real. The Snoop Dogg thing he mentioned, real. And then the shit he said about Will and Jada, real. So somebody tell me where the fucking lie at. So I'm gonna go ahead and oh shit, it's blinking. Oh, my shit was just blinking. Okay, I don't know why the fuck it was blinking. but it's still going up. Like the time's still going up. Oh, it's blanket to let me know to get the fuck up off this. Okay, I am out. Deuces.